Hello again, everybody! Zacatech is here with my attack line for Thursday, September 19th, 2013. Right. Hope you had a great day yesterday. I didn't make an attack line yesterday because I was at an advanced screening for the Metallica movie, Through the Never. If you didn't see my review of it, it's on this channel. I made a review of it last night because I saw the movie in advance. And it was a pretty good movie, pretty good concept of a 3D concept film with a movie involved. So watch that review of my Metallica movie review. It's spoiler free and gives you a little sneak peek of what to expect if you all think about seeing the Metallica movie on October 4 in wide release and then September 27th in IMAX, which is the way I saw it. Alright, let's start with the entertainment news. Some leftovers from the last couple of days, but hey, I'll tell you like it is. Get on down with your Billboard number ones. Well, we have a doubleheader. Double new number one single and number one album. Let's start with your new number one album. Ariana Grande only enjoyed number one for a week, as Keith Urban and his album Fuse debuts at number one this week on the pop and the country album charts. So congrats to Keith for that huge accomplishment. I think it was like his second or third now. I think it was his first number one album on the pop charts. I think he might have had others. I think may not be his first, maybe his second or third, but I lost count. But I know certainly our new number one single is a first for this artist. Yes, new number one single, Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball, thanks in part did a huge streaming of the video. 19 million in the first day, bringing a Vivo one-day record. And despite breaking up with her fiance, like I mentioned on Monday's Attack Line, if you haven't seen it yet. You didn't see Monday's Attack Line, of course I mentioned that. She gets a little get well gift by getting number one single. Her first ever number one single, the Hot 100 with Wrecking Ball. And, here in Grand Valley State in Michigan, I heard they took away a huge wrecking ball they have on display because people were replicating the video. Probably clothed, not nude like the video. So there you go. New number one album, new number one single. Keith Urban and Miley Cyrus. Of course, we all know Miley Cyrus' new album, Bangers, is coming out in a few weeks, which will include a duet from Miss Britney Spears. It was quite a hectic week for Miss Spears. On Monday's Attack Line, of course, I mentioned my thoughts on a new single, Work Bitch, which is from a new album, which I'll talk about the release date, plus the final confirmation of a Vegas show. And it's way better than, not only, I mentioned it's better than Katy Perry's War, it's also better than Dark Horse, Katy's new song that was released, on Tuesday. God, Katy, come back to pop music. And I mean, dancey pop music. I know you want to change, but come on. Come back with something bangy and sexy. But not like Teenage Dream. Like something sexier. But still dancey. Anyway, so Britney Spears' Work Bitch came out Monday. And yesterday, on Good Morning America, she announced not only the release date of a yet-to-be titled new album, December 3rd, 5 years to the week, and almost to the day of a Circus album that came out December 2nd. But better way to announce that than on the show that she always seems to announce all the shit on, Good Morning America. She announced the release on Tuesday and also announced, finally, officially announcing her Vegas stint, which has been long in the making for months and months and months. It's going to be at Planet Hollywood. The stint, which will last for 2 years, called Britney, Britney Spears' Piece of Me, will start this December 27. Tickets go on sale tomorrow for the first several shows, which will start on December and January. A couple shows in December, like including New Year's Eve. Because, like I said, the first set of shows for December through February going on sale tomorrow. Tickets start around $59 for the cheap seats, $179 for the most expensive seats. Britney promises the greatest hits. Let's hope for songs she hasn't done in a while. Like, do songs for the Baby One More Time album you haven't done in a while. Like, You Drive Me Crazy and Sometimes. And you've done a title track, but come on, do more than just a title track. Same with Oops, I Did It Again. Do the title song from that album. I'm glad she did Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know on the last tour, but please do Oops, I Did It Again and Lucky. So, who knows what's going to bring. And Britney's getting paid a lot of money. I'm hearing she's getting like $500 per show. I think she's getting like $15 million each year because she's doing this for 2 years. So she's getting paid $30 million total for this whole entire one for 2 years. And who knows if she'll do any touring? But this will be the residency. Maybe she'll have some touring in between. But Britney is very excited about this Vegas stint. Finally getting it confirmed and finally announcing it for the world to know at Planet Hollywood. She's very excited and looking forward to the Vegas stint starting this December. So there you go. Britney finally confirms Vegas stint and announces a new album release on December 3rd. No album title yet. So there you go. Now, on with a lot of award show news. Starting with the MTV Europe Music Awards announcing the nominations. And it feels like we're back at the VMAs again, because once again, like the VMAs, tied for the most nominations, it's Justin Timberlake and Macklemore nominated each for 5, topping the nods. Well, coming close with 4 awards each is Robin Thicke, Gaga, Miley, and Bieber.
Do you have my club keynote ticket?
You must have it. Anyway, big nominees for that, and of course the big awards. We have Best Song in the EMAs. Of course, the fans can vote on that. And the show will air on... Forgot the day of the show. It will be November 10th. Starting November 10th, and they're probably going to announce times on when it's going to air in America. So there you go. The big nominees, the best song will be nominees Bruno Mars, Locked Out of Heaven, Get Lucky, Daft Punk, Macklemore, Thrift Shop, Rihanna, Diamonds, and Bloodlines, Robin Thicke. Best pop artist, Bieber, Katy Perry, Miley, One Direction, and Taylor. Probably One Direction will win. It's in Europe, and the fans are voting. So it's like the VMAs all over again. Screwed up voting sometimes. Best female, we got Katy, Gaga, Miley, Selena Gomez, and Taylor Swift, of course. Best male, we got Bruno, Eminem, Jay-Z, Bieber, and JT. Justin Timberlake, of course. Best live, we got Beyonce, Green Day, Justin Timberlake again, Pink, and Taylor. I say Taylor could win that. Best new artist, we got Bastille, never heard of them, must be European. Icona Pop, of course, known for I Love It. Macklemore, Imagine Dragons, and Rudimental, probably another European artist. And JT's up for Best Video. He won the Video of the Year, the VMAs for mirrors. Let's see if he wins Best Video in the EMAs. He'll take on Applause by Gaga. Wacky Ball by Miley. Wow, fast. Bloodlines by Robin Thicke. And Up in the Air, 30 Seconds. I think Miley will win the video. Who knows? Best Rock, we got Sabbath. That's interesting. Against Green Day, Kings of Leon, Queens of Stone Age, and The Killers. Hip-hop, Drake, Eminem, Jay-Z, Kanye, Macklemore with Ryan Lewis. Need to mention him. He always gets shafted. Electro, EDM artists, Applejack, Avicii, Calvin Harris, Daft Punk, and Skrillex. And it could be a big night for the EMAs. A lot of international nominations like Best Tyranian Act, Best U.S. Act, Bruno, Justin, Macklemore, Ryan Lewis, and Miley Cyrus. Of course, we do not know how it's gonna air here in America. Probably on MTV2. They're probably gonna announce very shortly about when it's gonna air here in America. But it's supposed to be Sunday, November 10th. Now, one award show announces the nominees. One award show announces their hosts. Of course, referring to the American Country Music Awards on Fox. Now, for the last few years, Trace Adkins has hosted it with his female co-host, Christian Chenoweth. This year, he gets a new female co-host, Danica Patrick. Interesting. Let's see how Danica does as a host of a show on December the 10th. From the Mandalay Bay in Vegas, there's no nominations yet. Of course, it kind of makes sense that Danica Patrick's on this country award show. She has some connections with country music. She was in Miranda Lambert's video for The Fastest Girl in Town a few years ago. I think it was like last year, I think. So she does have some connections with country and is a fan. So I think it's very interesting that Danica's back in the entertainment realm after focusing on the racing. Now she's hosting this award show. And of course, besides that award show, we got a lot of award show news over the last 24 hours. EMA news, ACA news, and now Grammy news. Now, Grammys announced that the Grammy Nominations show will return to Los Angeles this year. Of course, the Grammy Nominations concert special took place last year for the first time ever in Nashville at the Bridgestone Arena. But this year, they're moving back to the Nokia Theater Live in Los Angeles. It'll be on a Friday, December 6th at 10 p.m. Of course, they'll be announcing the nominees for at least the big awards. The big awards will be on TV, and of course, after the telecast, they'll announce all the Grammy nods. So Grammy nominees will be announced December 10th. I mean, December 6th. December 6th. December 6th. Maybe hope for that. Who's performing and who's hosting and presenting the nominations at this concert is to be announced. I'm probably going to announce that in the next coming weeks of who's going to be at this concert to lead up to the Grammys on January 26th. And speaking of that, 2 days before the Grammys will be the yearly Musicares Person of the Year ceremony. Now, the Person of the Year has gone to mostly an old artist, a legendary artist, known for their humanitarianship and their legacy. Of course, the last couple of years have gone to Paul McCartney, Brian Wilson, among many, many others. This upcoming Musicares Person of the Year for 2014 is Carole King will be honored for that. Musicares Person of the Year. The ceremony will take place on January 24th, like I said, 2 days before the Grammys. A legendary singer-songwriter who has won many Grammys in her own right as a songwriter for others with her ex-husband, Geffen, or girlfriend, or whatever his name is. Like, look at her husband's first name. Was it Jerry Goffin? Yeah. Jerry Goffin. And of course, went on to her own solo success, including winning a Grammy for Album of the Year back in 1972 for landmark album Tapestry. My mom loved that album. It's probably one of my mom's favorite albums is Tapestry. But that ceremony should be honored by performances, because you know the Musicares Person of the Year, they always get like famous people to perform for you, perform your hits, including Lady Gaga, Bette Midler, and no shit, James Taylor, a person who Carole King has written hits for, like You Got a Friend, for Up on the Roof, etc., etc. So James basically owes his career to Carole. They've gone on tour before, so it makes a lot of sense that James would be honored. And he is a Musicares Person of the Year of the past as well. So it makes a lot of sense. Not only is he a past winner, but of course, good friend and collaborator of Carole King's. Because huge influence. Songs have been famous. Songs are so famous, writing songs for herself, like I Feel the Earth Move, So Far Away, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. Of course, Aretha Franklin done it before Carole reclaimed it as her own. And of course, all of her songs will be involved in a life biography musical. Beautiful, the Carole King musical coming next spring. So very interesting to see that. So there you go. Grammy Nominations concert moving back to Los Angeles after 1 year in Nashville. And Carole King to be honored for the Musicares Person of the Year 2 days before the Grammys on January 26th. The Grammy Nominations concert will take place Friday, December 6th at 10 p.m. live from LA on CBS, the home of the Grammys. Now, on with Dynasty! Of course, we're my happy that Dynasty was on again last night. And they're taking a week off, so I'm glad they're taking a week off, because Modern Family returns next week. Can't wait for that. But this week's Dynasty last night, interesting episode. Not much aside, because Sai went on vacation. But my favorite scenes was when Sadie and John Luke, of course, Willie's daughter, went to the dentist and got Willie's kids got sedated, with anesthesia. And it didn't really affect Sadie, as we saw, but it really took an effect on John Luke. He was like loopy after that. He's like, if you saw the episode, you didn't see it. John Luke was like all loopy, like slurring his words. It was like very funny to see. But it's funny to see Jace and Jeb trying to get rid of some meat on a wild goose chase and trying to find a place to dump meat at. They're trying to dump it at a church, but they were like, they thought the wrath of God would be upon them, and they dumped it at a church, which they which their brother is the minister. Of course, Alan, the beardless Robinson. But they got to dump in the church. It was a really funny episode. Can't wait to see New Duck Dynasty on October the 2nd. So they're taking next week off. But like I said, I'm happy they're taking next week off because Modern Family returns. Now, before we get to my TNA Impact Wrestling preview, got some WWE news and some TNA contract news. Now, WWE has officially confirmed the match that I expected. If you watch my wall review and preview on Monday, I had a sneaky suspicion that Bryan and Randy Orton was going to fight again for the WWE Championship at Battleground following the fast count. Of course, we saw on Monday Bryan was stripped of the title. The title was held vacant. And they announced that the match will be at Battleground for the vacant title. Bryan against Randy Orton on October 6th. Knew it. There's going to be a pay-per-view, and it was officially confirmed by WWE last night at main event. So, I hope Bryan wins, but I know Randy Orton's going to win probably. So, at least it's like the rubber match. Because Orton beat Daniel beat Orton, so it's like the rubber match. They both won screwily. Randy cashing in Money in the Bank with the help of Triple H, and Bryan beating Orton by the fast count. So, there'll probably be some stipulation involved, like a no DQ rule or whatever. So there you go. Bet you be some stipulation at it. Now TNA, God, I heard they got rid of Brooke. Now they're thinking about getting rid of Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's contract's up next month, right before Bound for Glory. October 14th is his last day, and Hogan's not happy with TNA. The budget cuts and everything, and firing Brooke without his knowledge. Like, he didn't find out first about Brooke getting fired or whatever, and he's like very angry with TNA. So it's like a lot of backstage drama with him right now. Who knows if he's going to last past Bound for Glory. Who knows. But while we wait for that and wait for the news about whether or not Hulk Hogan's leaving, a lot of people might be leaving TNA. Hulk Hogan might be. And AJ, who knows. Let's get some news on AJ. And our top 4 questions that must be answered for tonight on TNA Impact Wrestling. Still taking place in St. Louis, Missouri. No Surrender Part 2. You saw the first half with the imminent breakup of Ace and Eights impending. That leaves us to actually this top 5 questions that must be answered tonight. Question number 5. Will Anderson retaliate after getting apparently kicked out of Ace and Eights? He may be gone this week because he probably is going to sell his injury. Of course, Anderson got bio-driven last week by Bully Ray following Bully Ray's successful retain of the World Heavyweight Championship by, I think it was disqualification. Yeah, I think it was disqualification. Because all the Ace and H members came out after the match or whatever. And that's when Anderson got power driven. So, may not see him this week, but I bet you he will retaliate and is officially out. And who will be new VP? Who knows? Who will replace Anderson? Who knows? Question number 4. Will it go down when Jeff Hardy takes on the X Division Champion Manic? Now, this would be, as I am reading this right now, this would be a non-title match between Manic and Hardy. Should be very interesting, though, because they got high-flying styles, and Manic's so young and so up-and-coming. The guy who's wearing the mask now is very young, so TJ guy or whatever, and Hardy's a big high-flyer. This should be a very interesting match. Contrast the styles. Both high-flying guys. Hardy could fit in the X Division. Who knows? Maybe Hardy could be going for an X Division Championship, especially if he gets this non-title win. Speaking of championship matches, with question number 3, we'll go down tonight's Knockouts title match as ODB takes on Mickie James. Now, ODB won a number 1 contenders match a few weeks ago, and of course, ODB and Mickie had a little altercation a few weeks ago, and now the match is officially for tonight at No Surrender Part 2. I bet you Mickie will win by cheating in some way because, of course, she's new prima donna. Cheat by any cost. Win by any cost methods of Mickie James now. So, but I would love to see ODB back as knocked up champion, as she calls it. Question number 2. Will any new matches be made for Bound for Glory? Now, Bound for Glory is about a few weeks away, and they have so much time to book it up. They have so much time to hype up Bound for Glory before the pay-per-view, of course, taking place on October the 20th. So hopefully they start, now that No Surrender's done, hopefully they hype up Bound for Glory in the next few weeks. Of course, we know one match that'll be at Bound for Glory. the AJ Styles match. By the way, I need to mention, I forgot another match taking place tonight. I think it's Storm and Gunner against Chavo and Hernandez. Non-title as well, and I think if Chavo and Hernandez wins, they get a title match against Storm and Gunner. Of course, this will be non-title as well. So now with question number 1, what is this big bombshell that AJ is going to drop on Dixie tonight? Now, AJ Styles won the Battle for Gold Series last week, beating Magnus in the finals. My mind, Magnus should have won because I need to push new guys more than just giving the title back to old guys. I love AJ to death, and I'm a huge fan of AJ, but I think he should have focused more on pushing the future, not pushing guys who don't need it and have had it many times. Because Magnus has never had a chance for the title. But I bet you Magnus will get a title shot down the line, hopefully. During his acceptance speech, his winning speech after beating Magnus last week, in a decent match though, and he had a great match with Aries last week too. In that epic Styles clash last week, that was a great Styles clash he did on the ring apron on the turnbuckle on Aries in their semi-final match. AJ said he set to make a bombshell to Dixie Carter. They're going to have a face-to-face this week, so we'll see what AJ has to say to Dixie Carter tonight at 9/8 Central on Impact Wrestling on Spike TV. That is it for my Atakline for today. I'll see you all later tonight for my TNA Impact review. With that in mind, you have all been attacked by the news from Zach. Thank you all very much for watching. Take again. See you all later. Yeah.